This is Hasan, Piker, Ethan, and Hila Klein Destiny situation. It was one of the most requested stories over on...
So I'm like, hold on, Destiny has nothing wrong.
This is not a triangle situation,
no,
Philly.
Hasan made an insane comment, making it sound like Hila is a war criminal who escaped accountability. she's a war criminal who needs to be punished.
I think it's just such a disgrace to call it a situation, you know? Like
yeah, it's not a situation. Destiny has nothing to do with what Hasan did to me. I don't know anything about what Destiny did. This is not a three-way situation.
I didn't even know anything about this. Apparently, Destiny, in response to Hasan's essentially calling Hila a valid military target, I guess Destiny, who's a total fucking dumbass, who again, we had like a flawless victory here, and this dumbass went there and made him... gave Hasan the ability to cry and be the victim.
Right.
Which he did. Now he's been on his Instagram stories being like, oh my God, I'm getting death threats, you guys.
Yeah.
What do we get? This is unbelievable. We need to do something about it. It's like, oh, you don't like it when people give death threats to you?
Pathetic.
That's fucking really interesting, dude. But because of Destiny's dumb fucking ass, he went on Discord, and he said something like, somebody should kill Hasan Piker, just something brazenly insane. For the record, I don't believe anybody should do violence on Hasan.
Stupid and crazy, and we would never say anything like that. And I have nothing to do with what Destiny says.
Yeah. Well, apparently he's my closest collaborator, if you ask. He's hiding under the desk.
If Destiny was my roommate,
it's like, yeah.
Hold on. Hasan has something to say.
Oh.
If Destiny was my roommate, I'd get him laid all the time.
Oh.
Right, because you're a bro.
Now that's closeness. That's the kind of closeness that should be weird. But anyway, so yeah, he said something really dumb. And for the record, even though Hasan is a Hamas propagandist, I do not believe that is even a crime. Okay, he's exercising free speech, which is totally fine. Now, certain social media companies do about it is... or advertisers, this is not an issue of free speech. But I don't think anyone should do violence on Hasan, or even that he should be arrested or anything, right? He's not doing any crimes. He's expressing his opinion, and it's a fucked up one, right? Also, he's very good at skirting responsibility. He's never going to be like, somebody should have done this to Hila. Like, he's extremely adept at stochastic terrorism, which is using language that is likely to incite violence against someone just by the statistical odds of somebody in your audience being crazy enough to do it. He is a stochastic terrorist. Straight up.
And it's crazy. With many saying it's gone past
By the way,
line.
I know why he doesn't report on us ever now. It's like...
You saying you realize why Philly D doesn't report on you all the time?
I'm being silly. Because let's be honest, I do a meme where I always get mad at him. It's a joke. It's not serious. Although in this time I am being a little bit serious.
I was going to say the line probably gets a little blurred for him.
But Hasan's also mad at him.
I think you're doing a joke. I don't think it's funny because I think I'm getting tired of this because people think that if they do say anything positive about us, they're like a Zionist. And I think that is why Philly is avoiding talking about you, unless there is like two sides to it. And it's like on the one side, you got Ethan. On the other, you have Destiny. You tell me what you think. It's like, fuck off.
I could tell. Honestly, I was offended by when he called in on election night and his chat was just insane with the Zionism, the fucking anti-Semitism. It was just unbelievable. And I don't remember how he reacted, but it's been weird since that. And it's like, I don't know. People don't want to stand up against anti-Semitism. They don't. Everybody wants to be anti-racist. Everybody wants to be this anti-racist hero who does everything right all the time. But the moment it actually costs anybody anything to actually stand up against racism, then all of a sudden it's, I don't want to get involved, right?
Oh, leave me out of your drama.
Anyway, go ahead, Phil.
Of drama, and this is something
drama.
else. Well, this
drama.
mix of podcasters and political commentators, there is more history here than what's happening now. This latest controversy appears to start when you had Hasan Piker making a remark that...
He's such a douchebag. Ban billionaires. What are you... Bro, can you just stop?
Ban
You're
billionaires.
selling a shirt. You're fucking so rich, bro.
Why are you selling merch then? Like, just go ahead and donate all your money. What are you doing?
Your life is effectively the same as a billionaire.
Live by example, dumbass.
Like,
how are you a communist where all you do is care about money?
These guys are the real problems. I'm only worth 20 million. Fuck you, bro. Oh my God. Have I mentioned he's the worst?
Many believe targeted Ela Klein.
Any kind of violence that Israeli settlers or the Israeli military experiences in the West Bank is literally legal.
Wrong.
Okay? It is legal resistance.
Yeah, that's just a brazen, ridiculous lie. There is possibility that missions could happen in the West Bank that are not illegal. Like I keep saying, in collaboration with the PA. The ruling body, the government of the situation says, hey, we have a dangerous terrorist. He's planning a terrorist attack. We don't want him to go in Israel and kill civilians.
Yes.
Here's where he lives.
Kill innocent civilians. Yes, we want to stop killing innocent civilians on both sides.
Against an occupying military force. I cannot repeat this enough. Israel is actually engaging in an apartheid.
I don't even think it's true that, like, you can't just, it's not like legal, I don't think, by international law, just to go up to like a house. Let's say they're settlers, right? And they're living in the West Bank. You can't go up to the house and just murder everyone inside, including kids and everybody. That's not, I have a hard time believing that that's legal. That's like the good legal thing to do.
But I was not there as a settler. I don't.
You weren't even there as a settler.
What does that have to do with anything about me?
I'm addressing what he's saying, right?
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm saying what he's saying has nothing to do with me.
Yeah, he's stretching it hard.
Besides if he's right or wrong, and he's probably wrong about everything he says, just like always.
Yeah, some of the activity is illegal, I'm sure. Some of it is, well, yeah, exactly.
Which is a crime in and of itself. Israel's doing a genocide in Gaza and an apartheid in the West Bank. 2 crimes in and of itself. And every type of armed resistance against both the settlers and also...
Guys, it's your friend.
Israeli occupying force in the West Bank. Doesn't matter if it's your favorite podcasters like Wife that participate in these raids. The violence that the Palestinians engage in an act of resistance against this illegal occupying force is literally legal.
Right, so it appears that he's talking in general.
Yeah, I think that that general blanket statement is just completely flat out not true. He's essentially saying any Israeli, he's really saying that. He's like settler, military, or someone who's riding along. Anybody that happens to be there, you can kill. I mean, that's not true.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, that can't be true. But regardless, obviously, they in the West Bank, it is an apartheid, and they do have the right to resist. But I don't think that includes going inside of a house and murdering kids. I don't think anybody thinks that's resistance, right? But the point is, why the fuck would you invoke Ela's name? Mm-hmm. Well, he didn't even invoke your name.
Am I a settler?
He goes, popular podcaster's wife. It's like, bro, she served in the military 20 years ago. There is no reason
and now
to invoke that other than to make Ela seem like some kind of, insane settler zealot that should have been killed. You escaped justice. Yeah. You could have been killed. You should have been killed.
Mind you that I've always spoken against settlements before this motherfucker even knew what that was. Okay? I've always been against it. So shut the fuck up, Hasan, and go learn something before you talk about other people's business.
He's not into learning.
The other thing that I wanted to say is that now when people say, she just did mandatory service, he's like, oh no, it was way more than mandatory. She volunteered to go into raids. She participated
in this raid.
No. It was just mandatory service.
Yeah, you were a secretary and you went on a ride-along.
And I was a secretary. Don't rewrite history. I'm not going to sit by and let people rewrite what I did and what is my life. It was mandatory service and I was a secretary. 20 years ago. Now I'm an American citizen. You got a problem?
Yeah, you're an American citizen. You haven't been in the army in 20 years. And like, again, as I've said this before, but we're what he wants. He keeps saying, we want Israelis to leave. We want the Jews to leave. Mm-hmm. We want to make it so uncomfortable. We want to take their chicken nuggies away so they go, I can't stay here anymore. You left. You left Israel. We started a family in America. That's what you want. We are an example of your perfect Israeli, one that leaves.
Not perfect enough. Not perfect enough,
But like,
Ethan.
there's no way to interpret this where he's not saying that you escaped justice. You committed a crime that's punishable by death,
Which is wrong.
but you escaped justice.
Wrong on everything, on all accounts.
So anyway, here's Philly.
Current ongoing violence there, but the call out to your favorite podcaster's wife has gotten a lot of attention because Hila previously served in the IDF. And this also has a little extra background here. Hasan and Ethan and Hila have been very publicly at odds over their clashing views with Israel and Gaza, as well as just, a number of other things. But in the here and now, you had Hila seeing Hasan's latest remark and accusing him of calling for violence against her specifically, with Ethan then later echoing that, posting a video yesterday saying,
Why does he mix up past and present tense while he's discussing this? You know, is this a responsible use of his words and his platform?
And separately, even let's say the best case, he had the best intentions. Like he says, I was just using that example that, anyone who's there, blah, 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 whatever. I don't want anyone to hurt her. Of course, I would never say that. It's still such an insanely irresponsible use of your platform and a time when people are fucking extremely agitated. People are absolutely obscenely, insanely obsessed with us. Like, why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Everybody knows why. It's not.
He's a smart guy.
Everybody knows
He knows
why.
what he's doing. He's
Yeah.
very calculated.
It's a dog whistle.
Why would you do that? Just cause? If you cared, you wouldn't do that. And by the way, it didn't enhance his point at all. He absolutely didn't have to say or do that to enhance or add more information to his point. He had made his point, and he added that just as a complete aside.
Right.
Think that even if what you're saying is true and you meant only people on that raid would deserve violence, that invoking a specific person is really appropriate and true. And doesn't that have the risk for provoking the craziest people in your audience to think that maybe it would be a good idea to kill my wife?
with that then getting a lot of attention online. And even,
Pause.
That clip was fair.
I was about to say
So far, fair.
he picked a great clip.
I
Let
agree.
it play in full. I think your position was made very clear in that clip.
Totally agree so far.
Okay.
He showed Hasan's full clip. Good.
Right.
He showed a good clip of mine.
This
Good.
is where it takes a turn for the worse, because he could have said here, very irresponsible of Hasan. Twitch should absolutely punish him for that.
Right.
I'm missing that bit here.
Or like,
And
well,
now-
you're
Usually
obviously
When he
not
does
okay.
editorialize, he does it at the end, usually.
Okay, true.
Well, I've watched it already. I know that.
Did he editorialize it?
I haven't
No,
watched it yet.
he didn't.
Listen, I'm live
So
reacting
now,
right now.
Look, it takes a turn into Destiny now. And
All right,
that's
now
what
let's
we
talk
got.
about Hasan the victim.
had the likes of Destiny discussing
See?
Hasan's comment in a chat, writing, I honestly think you could perfectly justify attacking / killing Hasan IRL for statements like this. With many then saying that escalated this.
Fuck, bro.
Now, he said this after Hasan, okay? So, listen, insane, dumb, horrible, stupid fucking thing to say.
I didn't even know that Destiny said that when I saw this clip. I didn't even.
I heard about it for the first time when I watched it.
Yeah.
I was like, the fuck? I was like, this has nothing to do with what
Yes.
Hasan did. It happened afterwards. But somehow they're making it seem like, oh, it happens to Hasan too, It is what it is.
What a good
Yeah, I
guy.
mean, I agree.
Destiny
This is
a
like a weird pivot
great
in the
guy.
story. This is
Yeah.
sort of a disconnected event, right?
Yeah.
here.
Shout out my boy Mike from PA.
Like from PA, shooting up.
Also, how deep do we go? Because didn't Mike from PA also threaten in Destiny? It's like, do we then
Yes.
bring that
And
up?
us.
It's
Keep it
like,
going.
how
And us,
far do we
yeah.
go with
And
the death
us.
threats, right?
Yeah, right. Let's show all of them.
Situation to a whole new level, and you had a number of people calling out Destiny for seemingly condoning violence. With Hasan then also posting, this sociopathic cult leader is actively telling his audience that it's moral to kill me in real life because I said Palestinians have a legal right to resist against an illegal occupying force conducting a raid. When anyone
That's not why.
First of all, I'm not defending Destiny, but that's not why he said it. He said it because now, again, Hasan said this on camera. Deny, deflect, attack.
Yeah.
He's claiming happened to him exactly what he did to Hila.
Yeah.
But he's doing it even more dishonest by misframing it. Be like, what did I do? All I did was said that Palestinians have the right to resist. It's like, well, I don't think anybody disagrees with that. That's obvious. What a fucking scumbag, dude.
Joins an occupying force and participates in a raid in a legally occupied territory, the occupied people have a legal right to defend themselves through armed struggle. With him then also addressing the Destiny situation on a stream on Sunday.
That's definitely actionable, I'm pretty sure. It's also weird that this guy gets to have a YouTube account. Like, that is a...
Bro, you've done this so many times. And again, everyone gets up in arms when we're like, oh, stop counting. Why isn't Twitch getting him in trouble? Why is people still sponsoring Twitch? The minute he gets an opportunity, he's like, this guy should not have a platform. This is a legitimate death threat. It's like, you are such a fucking coward. You are dishonest. You lie, deny, deflect, attack. You said it yourself. And it's exactly what he does. And you see it. The man never apologizes. It's against his mythos. Type Hasan apology.
You say against his mythos?
Does that work?
I think it'd be ethos.
Ethos.
Yeah.
I challenge you guys right now. Type Hasan apology. Find one. Find one. The man can't. They say if he ever apologizes, he turns into dust. Like a vampire in the sunlight.
I Googled Hasan apology, and the top result was a post on his subreddit from 6 months ago about you apologizing for getting something wrong in one of your Instagram posts.
And I am fucking awesome.
When I searched Hasan apology, the first thing that came up was an Ethan.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is not a death threat at all. What I'm saying is just what the law is right now.
To Hasan arguing that he wasn't even trying to give an opinion, he was just discussing international law and acts of resistance. With Hasan then also claiming that many people were taking...
Come on. Like, you can't give me like a... Like, we're not stupid.
He's like, you know, Palestinians have the right to resist. And, you know, there was someone 20 years ago that went on a ride-along who escaped justice. It's like, what? During the second Intifada, by the way. It wasn't like the
right after.
I
don't know the years when technically it was over.
Remark out of context, and that he by no means was trying to condone or encourage violence against Hila Klein.
There is no point where I have said violence against someone who is not actively in combat is permissible. I don't believe that. That is illegal.
No, but what you are saying, if even what you're saying is true and that was your intention, you are saying that she did commit a crime punishable by death and that she escaped justice. That's what you're saying. You're pointing that out to your massive audience. And, you know, of course it's crazy and it's illegal. And who would act on that? That is literally stochastic terrorism.
This is not, you know, and also immoral. It's a big part of the reason why I also advocate against what Israel is doing. I have also specified that IDF veterans are not valid.
So why did you bring it up?
Why did you bring me up?
You know, like, he's like, no, this is no, she's not a valid target. She's not been in the army, and this happened 20 years ago. Why'd you bring it up?
And why do you bring me up regularly as a terrorist?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that regularly?
Yeah. I don't know.
If someone were to attack Hila Klein right now, of course they should go to jail. What kind of idiocy is this?
So there you even had some who said, hey, I don't think that you were calling for violence against Hila, saying that it's at the very least very weird that you would bring up your former podcast partner's wife, right, in the context of what's happening in the here and now. Also, something you saw is that when people asked him, why are you addressing this? You know, asking him, why are you feeding into people dragging you into...
It's not done. So far, so good.
Because he kind of pushed back on the Hasan clip there.
Not
and
really.
reasserted your point.
All he said is like, some people are saying it's weird.
It's weird. Why'd you bring up his wife?
Right.
Yeah. So far, it's fine.
Okay. All right. Let's keep going.
Drama, he said.
So it has led to people issuing active death threats to their communities.
No. Oh my God, Hasan is getting active death threats, you guys. This is horrible. Why would somebody do that to Hasan?
No clue.
Or well, honestly, nobody should do that to Hasan, just to be clear. But it's just extremely ironic that you seem to care about it when it happens to you.
Right. Which once again, thanks a lot, Destiny, for
Yeah.
that layup.
Yeah, he's conjuring an image of you being murdered. He's saying Hila was on this raid. They were valid military targets for resistance. They should have all been murdered. It would have been fully justified and legal. He's invoking an image for his audience of Hila being murdered.
What a good guy. Destiny is a great guy.
Dude, listen, I've never said anything remotely close to that. Again.
I always knew Hannah Montana was I think it's a little bit different than
Hey, come on, bro. That is disgusting. That is really foul.
just like immature online gossip slop. At what point does it turn into like a real crime? I think this is the point where it has turned into a real crime.
What?
But will you
The
A
irony of
bitch.
him doing this the very next day is just like, it's just,
Man,
it washes over you.
unbelievable.
And again,
Consider it to be something-
the only reason he probably would have found something else to deflect to, but the reason that especially that Destiny is such a fucking idiot, besides issuing a saying someone should kill him, which is insane and fucked up, and no one should ever
Is
say
that he gave him an out.
That he gave him an out.
Yeah.
What an idiot! What a fucking idiot, man! Isn't that guy supposed to be smart? It's so stupid.
beyond online gossip slop when I either get deplatformed or when I get killed?
When do you
potentially.
get
Hasan saying-
deplatformed? When?
Please.
When? You have never been punished even. Like, what are you talking about?
He's like, and when I'm killed,
When I get deplatformed...
there's lots of assassins everywhere. They're waiting.
Just imagine if we were in his position and we're Jewish and we would never be punished for anything, like the kind of conspiracies that would be running because we're Jewish and we're running everything.
He kind of puts us all in a bag, though. And there's one person in this story that did not issue death threats, right? Me.
Or me. Hello.
Well, you're not. Yeah, obviously you. But of the three that he's holding up, like Ethan, Hasan, and Destiny, and yeah, round of applause. No death threats. I did not issue a death threat.
Wow.
I am proud to say now.
I did it already. I'm not going to applaud a second time.
I'm proud to say now, boldly and proudly right now, I did not issue a death threat in this situation. I may have done it once jokingly.
Who's that qualifier?
I did it maybe once jokingly, and I was banned for a week.
You were banned for
Rightfully so. See, that's accountability.
And also lost sponsors for a year.
Yeah. That wasn't great.
No.
And I acknowledge it was dumb. It was bad. I was kidding. I think that was obvious. But regardless, you have to be more careful with how you talk.
That's so true.
Oh my God.
and
you
one
were
$12,000
punished
button later.
and you learned from it and never did it again?
Yeah. I have definitely.
Or if you did, it got buttoned.
No, it's never happened.
Maybe it got buttoned. I don't know. I've tightened up a lot.
You've tightened up.
Yeah.
It's the goal of the people going after him to get him banned and fully deplatformed. And in terms of platforms and deplatforming, in the video that Ethan ended up posting on Monday, he took aim at what content Twitch platforms in general, arguing that the site allows too many calls for political violence, including from Hasan. And then with that, suggesting that since neither Twitch or Amazon are doing anything, the sponsors who advertise there should.
If you use Twitch, if you're watching, when you get an ad, write them and say, hey, I would like to know why
He's putting
you are
your call to
spending
action in the video,
so
too.
far, so good.
This must take a terrible turn. Well, I completely am with
Dan,
you
I
that
know
the
you're
inclusion of Destiny
joking,
at all
but-
is pretty egregious. But
I don't find it enough. Just to say, oh, it's weird. I don't find it enough.
right, but I just mean in terms of how he covered Ethan's
He is
side of the story.
representing. I will say,
by including the call to action, that's somewhat of like.
I guess if your bar is like on the floor,
It
then
is.
yeah,
Well,
it's a little bit
you know,
above.
it's not suit. I mean, I love Phil. Don't get me wrong, but
You don't know.
the same.
Maybe at the end he passes off a death threat.
yeah. I want to pass it off to you. You go.
I think
I had a
you
very
watching
funny
right
joke.
now, you should die.
I had a very funny joke that I'm not going to do, but I will tell what the joke was. Wouldn't it
Does that
be
make it
funny
better?
if I did a against Phil to complete the loop?
This circle will be complete.
Yeah, just to close the loop.
Stop
Just to
it.
close
The
the
Trinity.
You know,
Well, I
because
do-
then I've done one.
I do love a nice complete arc. Yeah,
That's it.
so.
It's a beautiful arc.
That said, YouTube won't allow it, so unfortunately,
We ain't doing that.
we're limited in our.
I will. I'm very close to the button. I will hit the button.
I say it with all humor.
Ethan has FOMO. of not getting shit for this.
I said schwinn. What is that? That's not nothing. It didn't mean anything.
Directly your dollars to support violent extremism. Why are you supporting a platform that sanctions, protects, safeguards, encourages, promotes language like what Hasan just deployed against Eli?
But ultimately, that's where we are right now.
That was a good call to action he included.
And in the meantime, I'd
Don't
really
do
love
it.
to know your
Don't
thoughts
do
on this
it.
whole situation. One, just in general, no matter who you are, but also two, there's at least some crossover of who's watching my show and who's watching these other three. So there's people that are more involved and more invested. What
He
are your
knows
thoughts
that
with
he's
where
knows
things
he
are
ain't
now?
shit.
But also, I'll say, as we're talking about creators that are speaking out about platforms, we've got to talk about how creators are continuing to speak out against a different platform, and that is Roblox. Because
Roll it.
I'll say after watching it, I think it was.
Listen, it's
It
not
was pretty good.
It's
It
not
was pretty good.
full-throated
That's all you gotta
being
do
on your
sometimes.
side for
It was
sure.
pretty good.
You guys can have your opinions. I
I-
did not feel that it was good because to me, it's no
a
joke. What
blatant-
Hasan is doing is no joke. And it's a little way worse than just weird.
I totally.
It's
agree.
really dangerous.
I think
that's
we're
fair.
losing.
At the very least, Philly should have said it's very dangerous.
We're losing sight. I feel like when we're talking about Zionists and Jews or whatever, people are so afraid of invoking the wrath of Hasan and his online leftist community. We have lost sight of what is sane and normal. This is not sane and this is not normal. But it's entirely normal not to actually take a stance on it and say, I don't want anything to do with that. I don't know. It's weird. What do you think?
Best question.
If it was anyone else
That's the question.
talking about any other topic, it would be, this is extremely irresponsible.
Yeah.
And that would be a no-brainer, right? He would say it because it's not a risk to him. It's a no-brainer.
That's fair. That's fair. And like I said, I fully agree that looping in Destiny into it for some reason. I mean, I guess it's because it's another death threat related thing that happened in close proximity that it's like lumped together. But other than that, there isn't like you said, it's just
It makes him a victim.
right. So yeah, definitely could have.
That being said, though, I know how Phil is, and I do believe he's filled. I'm filled.
You feel filled in after
I believe
watching.
he's filled folks in on that.